Hi, and welcome to another episode of Boozing with Boomers. I'm Dave, and I've been on a quest to learn how to make a great balanced cocktail. So please hit the subscribe button so we can go on this journey together. Today we're going to make the Vieux Carré to stay with the New Orleans theme for another episode. However, I noticed an issue when I began searching for ingredients. So today we're going to make two cocktails. The second one is a slightly modified recipe from the Vieux Carré. The Vieux Carré is considered a classic and an iconic New Orleans cocktail. The drink's name translates to Old Square, after the city's famed French Quarter, where this cocktail was born. The Vieux Carré was invented back in 1937 or 38, depending on your resource. But everyone agrees it was invented by Walter Bergeron, the head bartender at the historic Hotel Monteleone. In 49, that hotel opened up the famous Carousel Lounge. True to its name, it had a 25-seat merry-go-round bar that made a full circle every 15 minutes. So I think it's safe to drink and spin because in the early years, there were a lot of famous guests that hung out at the Carousel Lounge, including Ernest Hemingway and other authors that wrote about the lounge in their books. The revolving bar was the first of its kind in 49 New Orleans, and it is still spinning today. And during my research, I kept finding a lot of different recipes for the Vieux Carré. So I decided to settle on the recipe that I found that the Carousel Bar and Lounge in New Orleans makes, because I figure they're a solid resource for how this should be made. The second cocktail we're going to make today dates back to mid-November 2021, because this is my riff on the Vieux Carré. When I went to look for ingredients, I couldn't find any more Benedictine, which is a key component of the recipe for the Creole that I made in episode 40, and also the Vieux Carré. But I did have a bottle of B&B, and Benedictine and brandy is made by the same company, so I thought I would figure out a recipe for the Vieux Carré using B&B as well. So that's what I've done today, and I'm going to make them both and try them both side by side so that you have an alternative in case you can't find Benedictine in your area as well. So let's get started. The Vieux Carré, so what you'll notice on my bar, this is probably the most crowded my bar has been in any episode. But I wanted to make sure to show you everything I'm using, including the two different Benedictine and brandy. And we're always going to start with the least expensive first, which is usually the vermouth. What was really interesting about this recipe is this is a premium cocktail. So these are all $30 to $40 bottles. And so when you go to a bar, if they really make it like the classic cocktail, it might look like a short pour, but it's not. There's a lot of good premium liquor in this drink, and yet it's extremely balanced and very smooth. So I will start with the bitters, and a lot of times in cocktails, I'll start with the bitters, even though that's usually the thing you think of last, so it doesn't splash. By putting it in an empty glass, it's not going to splash anything out. So we're going to do 3 drops of Angostura bitters, 3 drops of the famous Peychaud bitters that was invented in New Orleans. Then we're going to do ½ an ounce of sweet vermouth. ½ an ounce, so I'm going to try to go in the right order here of expense. ½ an ounce of Benedictine. ½ an ounce of the, 1 ounce of the Sazerac Rye, because the most expensive one that we have is actually the Cognac, and then ½ an ounce of the Cognac. So 1 ounce of rye, ½ an ounce of all the other ingredients, 3 dashes of Angostura bitters, and 3 dashes of Peychaud bitters. Now this is a stirred drink that is typically served on the rocks. But because I'm going to make 2 cocktails today, I'm going to serve them up. And you can actually ask to have it served up as well in your bar. But I'm going to serve it up today so I can taste the 2 and have no extra dilution of either drink. So let's prepare the first one. And I need ice and I need a stir. And of course, I forgot my stirrer today, but I do have another one sitting behind the bar. The key to any cocktail is to make sure you have enough ice to chill the drink without over diluting. And we stir for 30 seconds, so I'll be right back. Okay. And it's always important, we talk about what bar items you should have on your bar. Obviously, a clean stick works as well as a stir. I'm actually using some of my older glasses today instead of the other one for stirring cocktails. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is the measuring cups. And as I found in an earlier episode, that not all measuring cups are created equal. So stick with one to measure all your ingredients so you know you're being consistent. Because some measuring cups are a little bit off from others. The last thing we do for this cocktail is it's to be garnished with a lemon peel. You do not have to spritz in this one, so really you're just going to curl it up and put it in the cocktail or on the edge of the cocktail. And I'm going to set the Vieux Carré to the side, and what I chose to do just to be a little bit quicker is I have prepared the new Carré already. And the new Carré is going to use also 1 ounce of the Sazerac Rye. It's going to use 1 ounce of the B&B, and what I found out is the B&B mix is actually 60%, 40% Benedictine to Cognac. So I'm going to add a little extra Cognac to this. So we're going to go 1 ounce of rye, 1 ounce of B&B, a 1/4 ounce of the Cognac, and then a 1/2 ounce of sweet Vermouth, and 3 dashes of the 2 bitters. So it's an identical drink. What I had to play with was the Cognac balance with the Benedictine, and I think I have it in this recipe. It too will be stirred. And it's for 30 seconds, but I'll try to speed everything up and I'll be right back. Okay. What's nice is these are pretty much the same drink, so I don't have to worry about running upstairs and rinsing off my strainer. And again, you can also serve it over ice in a rocks glass. I just wanted to demonstrate that. We will also put a lemon twist in here as well. Now I just have to remember which is one. So we've got the Vieux Carré, the original, on the left. So let me see how I did. So this is clearly a liquor-forward drink, a spirit-forward drink with all spirits. The Benedictine is kind of a honeyed, herbal taste. The sweet Vermouth kind of gives you a little bit of sweetness. But this is a boozy drink, but it's extremely balanced. I tend to enjoy these. I'm gonna have one more sip just to remember what it tastes like. Okay, now let me try the new Carré. So I can taste a little bit difference, but and the only reason I think I can is because I went immediately from one to the other. It is tough to get the balance with the Benedictine, but I like this drink as well, and I think it's a great replacement. I've heard of people using other liqueurs to try to replace Benedictine, but that's a completely different flavor profile. B&B has the same flavor profile, and so I think you will like both of these cocktails, but really the main reason for using B&B is if you can't find Benedictine. So I hope you enjoy the Vieux Carré, which is a classic and is worth trying. But I also hope you'll try and like the new Carré, which I don't think it'll ever be a classic, but it's definitely gonna be something served in my house. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe so we can go on this journey with Boozing with Boomers together. Thank you and cheers.